Hi, I'm Angelia Trinidad, CEO and founder of Passion Planner, and you're watching The Game Changer, where I share game-changing ideas that have helped me become a millionaire, but most importantly, have helped me live more intentionally. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I do my monthly reflections. So if you don't have a Passion Planner, you can actually download a free month of it on our website. I'll put the link down in the description and also here, and you can follow along and use the monthly reflection, which is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So a lot of people really struggle with creating consistency within their monthly reflections. They think that it's a chore that they don't want to do, that they don't want to check in with themselves. And I also struggle with that. So one thing that I've done is use mind mapping to do that. So when you mind map, you create these big concepts and you get to put them down in a very quick way. So I'm going to show you how to mind map in your monthly reflection. Sometimes I'll do a mix depending on how I feel about the topic. Usually when I get to the question of what was the most memorable part of your past month, describe it, I'll usually do a little mind map. So how you do mind map is I write the word memorable, and then I just take lines and I branch them out, and I think about the things that are memorable to me. For example, this past month, I did Sister's Secret escape room, which is one of the scariest but best escape rooms in San Diego. I totally would recommend it. So that was one of my really memorable things. For this month, you can also go back and reference your weeks in your Passion Planner to kind of jog your memory of what happened in the past month. So the next question is, what were the 3 biggest lessons you've learned in this past month? And I usually draw 3 lines and then I just write the lessons. So one for me that month was stay focused on my 1%. And again, you can go through all your questions like this in this way. So the next question is, review your planner for the past month and assess your priorities. Are you happy with how you spent your time? If not, what steps can you take next month to adjust them? So usually I do this section in a column. So what I do is, what were my priorities in one column? And then the next column is, how would I like to adjust them or keep them the same? So that's pretty straightforward and really easy. And then another thing that I try to ask myself is, what is a measurable way that I can see that that priority has changed? For example, if I say I want to spend more time writing, then I will say I will write 2 hours every week. So it has to be measurable. You need to be able to say, I did it or I didn't do it. There's no really in between. A lot of people are really vague and they don't really make any progress because they don't have these measurable changes or measurable goals. How are you different between this past month and the month before it? This one, sometimes I do in a numbered chart, so 1 bullet, 2 bullet, 3 bullet, or I will make another column. So it'll be this month and the month before it. So the next question is, what or who are you especially grateful for in this past month? Usually I do a fat mind map for this and I fill up the whole space. This time around I decided to write out each person and why. So it really depends on whatever you feel like. If you really feel like being short, that's okay. Sometimes I'll do a monthly reflection and it'll be really, really bare, but at least I did it. The next one is, name 3 things you can improve on this upcoming month. What concrete actions can you take to work towards these improvements? I usually like to do 3 because if I do more than that, then I get overwhelmed. One of the ones that I put here was being more honest with my feelings and not being quiet and bottling things up. And the actionable step that I put was speak from my feelings and ask for what I want. So this last one is, from 1 to 10, how do you feel overall about this past month? And I wrote, solid 8, let's keep getting it. And I'm talking to myself. So I think this is a great way to be your own cheerleader, hold yourself accountable, and just feel good about what you've done. And as you're doing your monthly reflection, you'll start to realize it's kind of like talking to one of your best friends and really dedicating some time to process everything that's happened in that month. I don't think that we spend enough time to really slow down and assess where our wins were, where our losses were, what was memorable, who we're grateful for. And this is just a little exercise that helps you hold yourself accountable, but also pat yourself on the back for the things that you've been able to accomplish in a month. A lot of people just do that at the end of the year, and I think that if you can do this as frequently as possible, it will really help you not feel like you're just moving in no direction at all. And it'll make you feel like you have some sort of momentum in your life, and also that you're doing something. A lot of the times when people get really depressed, it's because they don't feel like they're doing anything productive or anything that's gonna make them better or their lives better. So this is such a great way to take the time to sit down, process those ideas, and put them on paper. A lot of people forget about this next section, which I think is really important. It's the end of the month checklist. It's really small in the bottom right corner. It's super important. So the first thing is to highlight your accomplishments, which is to go back to your passion roadmap and highlight any goals you reached or steps you completed. So that's going to the very front of your planner and going back and highlighting the things that you set out to achieve. A lot of the times people don't realize it, but they've actually accomplished a lot of stuff on their passion roadmap because it's been in the forefront of their mind. Or they realize that, oh snap, I have spent all this time kind of not doing any of this stuff. It can be that wake-up call for you to refocus and reprioritize the things that you said you wanted to do. So that's a great way to hold yourself accountable. The next thing is to reform, which is to choose this month's game changer from your roadmap, use the space in the bottom right of your monthly layout to break down the goal into smaller steps and assign deadlines for each step. So this is pretty much asking you, what is your big goal that's going to make the most positive impact in your life for the next month, and breaking that down into another mind map in this little section on the next page. I rarely do it, just because I do this all the time on other pieces of paper, because I usually am tackling like 4 different things with my company, with myself, and I like to just have it in a notebook. The last thing is to set checkpoints. Move these steps into their respective weekly layouts as checkpoints to track your progress. So this is really important, and not a lot of people do this. This is what makes your goals go from abstract to concrete. They go from these ideas to being actions that you're taking in your week. So I think it's super important to set these checkpoints, to also prioritize time. So not only just putting them into your to-do list, but also saying, okay, I'm gonna dedicate this whole day or maybe these 3 hours to getting this done. And I think once you do that, then your life starts to change, because your life is merely just minutes. And when you start dedicating minutes to the things you say you want to do, then your life starts to change. But if you don't dedicate minutes or energy, but more specifically time, then your life is just going to stay the same, because you're not shifting your energy into that new goal. So try to take your goals as seriously as possible, but also have that spontaneity to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to do it today. And if I don't do it today, then I promise myself I'm going to do it tomorrow. And I think that through that, you'll start to see incremental changes happening in your life. And all of this stuff that you do in your passion planner is incremental. Maybe you do 20% of your monthly reflection one month, and maybe the next month try to do 80%. Or try to dedicate, say, I'm gonna sit down with this reflection for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I'm completely off the hook. But getting yourself to do these things and being really gentle with yourself and creating some sort of sustainable change definitely is the way to go. So that is how I do my monthly reflection. I like to add photos too, Post-its, whatever I feel like needs to go in that space. So I'd love to hear from you. If you can comment below with any question that you feel like you would add to the monthly reflection page, I'll pick my favorite and I'll send you a planner. And if I love it enough, then I might actually add it to Passion Planner. So I hope you like this video. I make videos like this every week, so please don't forget to subscribe. And remember, with everything that you do in your life, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start. Bye.